We're here in Paris at the opening day of our new exhibition called Dressing Up and Dressing Down, Costume in Art. We decided for the second of the series of 4 exhibitions in our 20th anniversary year here at the Louvre des Antiquaires to focus on costume in art. Our exhibition is related to 2 exhibitions, sort of a worldwide focus on costume, one at the Getty Museum and the other at the Pierpont Morgan. But Paris is, after all, the fashion capital of the world, so we thought that Los Angeles and New York shouldn't be the only places for a fashion show, but here in Paris, in the runway of our gallery. I wanted to start and talk a little about the picture you saw at the opening, which is the frontispiece of the statutes of the Tailors Guild in Bologna. I mean, it's very rare to have a picture, a pictorial document like this. And here you have the head tailor dressed in a sort of orange and blue with a odd sort of hat at the front of this picture. And what is the symbol of the Tailors Guild? Well, there you see it in the bottom. It's the white scissors on a red ground. The red signifies sort of the middle classes here. Colors had very specific meanings in the Middle Ages. You couldn't just wear any color without conveying a certain meaning. For example, red is for the middle classes, like this tailor here, but it's also for other figures, such as red for cardinals. For example, in this magnificent portrait of Cardinal Albrecht of Brandenburg as Saint Jerome, the cardinal traditionally wears red. Here we see not only the red of the cardinal, but you see that he's wearing his bishop's ring on his forefinger. In the background, there are 2 figures dressed in elaborate velvet and fur who are visitors to the church, contrasted in their costume with that of the ecclesiastical garment of Saint Jerome in the foreground. The same contrast between ecclesiastical figures, in this case an abbot, and the donors, lay people, is seen in this really grand missal that was made for the Abbey of Gerardsbergen near Brussels. We even know the name of the abbot here. This is Jan de Broderer, right here, and these elegantly dressed men are probably the donors who paid for the missal for Jan de Broderer in his abbey near Brussels. One of the fashions of the day, indeed it's come back as a fashion in today's world, is the wearing of fur. Here, this man in the foreground has a fur-lined garment with fur collar. Ermine, squirrel, beaver, these were the favored furs of the day. Can't exactly identify the one here, but certainly it gives an air of luxuriousness to the picture. Now, we were fortunate enough to have some of the very garments that such ecclesiastics wore during their day. This is a chasuble. It's the same garment worn by the ecclesiastics in the Jan de Broderer Missal. With its slit neck and sleeves, the priest wore it over his other garments while he was saying Mass. Very often they were decorated with what are called orphreys, and these are the elaborate brocaded and embroidered panels in gold, silver, and colored threads with scenes. This one has the Nativity and various male and female saints in it. Sometimes such orphreys took hundreds of hours of work, but they were done to show the devotion to God. Merchants' rings are one type of ring from the Middle Ages, worn often on chains around the neck, as I'm wearing this merchant's ring here, or sometimes on the forefinger for sealing. Merchants had rings with symbols that they used to mark their merchandise and give it a personal identity. Diamonds, such as this beautiful diamond from Spain, have a gray tint in the late Middle Ages, early Renaissance, indicating that they're probably from the famed mines of Golconda in India, which are no longer active. The final ring in the exhibition is this magnificent stirrup ring. Stirrup from the fact that it's shaped as a horse's stirrup, and decorated with a sapphire. Sapphire, again, we come to color symbolism. Sapphire being the color of the Virgin, the blue of the heavens, and of course, in that way, suitable for bishops, like the bishop's ring we saw on St. Jerome earlier by Simon Benning. This is just a small sample of the some 35 objects that we have displayed in the gallery. Our exhibition lasts until August 24th, so you have the entire summer to come to Paris to see it. But if you can't come to Paris this summer, you can also download the catalog online and visit the exhibition virtually. Such is the beauty of the internet.